Mr. Reeves, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, dude?
Ain't nothing to it. What you been up to?
And we just living the dream over this way. It got much better. We couldn't stand it.
I hear you. What do you think about this weather here lately?
Man, it's not fit. Look, I know that. We're gonna start racing boats instead of bikes.
Well, the weather's been, it's been pretty warm up here, but, the rain, yeah, I'm about tired of it. It seems like it wants to come only on the weekends.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Craig, tell us a little bit about you, who you are, and tell us a little bit about your kids and how they got into racing and stuff.
Well, I'm Craig. Man, I don't really have much to do with the racing stuff till recently. Easton's the whole show. Man, we really have no ties to motocross at all. Kind of did some backyard riding, and Jake Posey's little boy, Axel, went to care with Easton, and they were racing B-dubs, and they invited us out, man. We went and bought a little backyard $300 B-dub, went the next week, and we ain't never left. We've been kind of committed ever since.
Yeah. Well, what's the commitment like?
Man, it's kind of wild, man. To be dedicated to it, go fast, be winning and up front, man. It's a full-time gig for us, for him. Maintenance on bikes. There's no let up to it. If you don't do it, there's somebody else out there that is. If you're gonna be committed and you want to go fast, man, you got to put the work in for the adults and for the kids. It's definitely time consuming.
Yeah. What's it like mentally as parents? What is it like allowing your child, I'm not going to say allow, but helping your child pursue what could be the next or the future of the sport, man?
It's definitely a commitment. It's an emotional roller coaster is what it is. For us, you're happy when they're up front. You're pissed off when they're following behind everybody and learning how hard to push them, how, teaching them what they're limits are, how far can you push him before he breaks, and by doing that, you got 5-6-year-old kids, they're young. They've never been through anything like this. It's so new. But it is definitely, it's a world of emotions.
Yeah. Well, what I know you've seen plenty of bad, terrible wrecks. What's the thoughts going in the back of your head, knowing that's a possibility? Especially with it being, your kid out there.
We get that's one of the things people that haven't ever seen the sport, they kind of ask us, like, what is that like? And man, it's the most fearful thing that you can go through, because once that gate drops, man, it's out of your control. I think I'm fortunate to have one of the kids that, through all the training and through all the efforts, and he's listened to control, he knows his limits. He'll look at something and man, if he thinks he can do it, he's going to huck it. He's going to send it. If he messes up and he eats it, he's going to sit there and cry for a minute. But by the time I get to him, he's already up and gone. Some people aren't fortunate enough to have that. Man, this sport's tough. And you see the toll it takes on grown men. I'm doing that to a kid. They love it, man. It's their passion. They're riding their dirt bikes. But they also learn, I don't know if competitivism is a solid word to use in that, but they want it. and you can see it. And I think our first race ever at TR, TJ Gillespie, heavy, he reached out over Easton's bike, wouldn't even make it. He was squalling like a little girl, man. And he pulled me to the side. He said, "Man, you got a racer right there." He said, "Go get that boy a bike." And that's what we did. Man, it's the emotional side of it. It is something that we watched. My little dude, man, he has matured so much. He's not like talking to a normal 6-year-old that just doesn't have a clue what's going on. I mean, he can tell you bike problems. He can tell you what he can and can't do, what condition the track's in. You know, the maturity level of these kids is so surreal.
Yeah, you know, looking back, you said y'all pretty new to the whole racing and stuff, but there's some of them kids that you look and they're out there now in pro, but when you were riding, they were little kids, man.
Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
yeah. It's it's said a lot, man. The parents want it more than the kid time, and they burn them out. You know, they push them too hard and drive them too hard to try to accomplish stuff that they couldn't. You know what I mean? It's hell, I'll say it. I say the things that people think. You know what I mean? It's not for the faint of heart.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about what classes your kids race and what series and which ones you're looking forward to this year, what tracks. I know we had talked earlier and y'all said that y'all are going to be starting to look at it from a more of a national standpoint more than it is just a local. Like y'all fixing to go, head first into this sport. Tell me what's going through your mind. What's the future for your kids? What goals do they have?
Yeah, man. We've started. Easton's got an awesome birthday, man. Not knowing any of this stuff, he's still AMA 6, and we focused on the P-dubs. We learned technique. We learned race etiquette. We moved on up to a junior. We were even riding a senior. He was riding 3 bikes at one time, and just kind of felt like it was a little overwhelming. So we backed off. We've been racing. We come off P-dubs at the Classic this year. And we've been focusing on the junior stuff, the 4 to 6 class. And hell, it's just how it is. He's killing it right now. I mean, he is flying. He's putting it all together. He's doing what he's supposed to do, what we teach him to do, what we ask him to do, and the results are showing. On a local level, man, in my eyes, and I would hope any other 50 dad, 65 dad, hell, any pro dad, he's the kid to beat in my eyes. I mean, everywhere we go, he's a contender. And he's doing it all on a junior. He's a slow bike. I mean, smaller chassis, less suspension, less motor. He's just putting it together and he's ripping. We've decided instead of last year going on the P-dub stuff, I mean, there's so many different roads you could take to this that we chose to train and put him where he needs to be. And we're going to shoot out and try to go national with it this year. We start our road to Loretta's next weekend. We'll be headed down to south of the border. And from there, I mean, just wherever the road takes us, if he gets in there, we'll move on to a different region. Go see what some of these fast boys that live it, eat it, breathe it, see where we stack up. Some little local kid from good old Travelers Rest can do with them.
Yeah. Are y'all gonna homeschool him, or like are y'all gonna take it like to the extreme, or is he still gonna like how as far as
we already there
across the United States and stuff?
We already there, brother. He's homeschooled. We are training and riding as much as we can. We got a family-owned business here. We got a mechanic shop here in Travelers Rest. If we ain't turning wrenches, we ain't making no money. We don't have any big sponsorships or anything that totes us along. We've got a lot of people that support us and help us. And we're grateful for every single one of them that sees something in him. But yeah, man, we're homeschooled. He trains at next level, leveled up. Jessica and them are absolutely amazing, man. They've taken this little boy that never even knew how to race, never knew how to do anything, and they've took him to the back to the front. And hopefully we continue this progress and keep growing, and we can throw a little wildfire into these boys that are used to racing each other every week. We've seen it a lot that on the national level, it's the same kids. It's the same ones. No new ones come up, and we're gonna go see what we can throw our name in the hat there.
Yeah, that would definitely be an awesome experience. Not only just to be able to, make the statement that, hey, look, we've made it to Loretta's, but knowing that your kid, and not only your kid, but yourself, have put in that much money, effort, time, blood, sweat, and tears into the sport. Many people look at it like, oh, it's just you just ride a dirt bike. No, it's way more than just riding a dirt bike.
Yeah, I mean, he's got grit, man. We were at the track in Easley the other week, and just practice. And like I say, if he sees something and thinks he can do it, he's gonna go for it. He's gonna be the one you got to follow. And he jumped the finish line out there, and had a real bad get off. We went to the hospital, got him checked out. They gave him a clear to go sign. We was leaving. I called and let everybody know that we were good. Hell, he wanted to go back, so we went back and finished training. It's just he's got a passion for it. He's got a drive. I mean, there's no quit in him. So hopefully that's what we need to compete with it.
Now, with y'all going national level with this, are y'all still going to be around at the local tracks?
Most definitely, man. We're gonna ride and rip anywhere we can. Hopefully, this is all new to us. We've had a lot of pointers. We got a lot of solid people in our corner that are kind of pointing us in the right direction. If we get in and get the job done, we'll run some of the bigger races. But if it pans out the way we want it to, we're gonna just stick to what we know. I mean, we'll run our local stuff, and when the big race comes, that's what we'll hit.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but with my schedule, man, I got every race that's a reasonable drive written down. So some days, Kathy's Creek may cancel for some reason. Okay, well, I got to back up. I'm like y'all. I'm trying to get to the best of my ability. I mean, I'm getting old now, but
right.
I still want to be in a competitive standpoint. I don't want to be out looking out there just like a weekend warrior. I have this drive to be competitive. Like if I'm not first, then I'm pissed off.
Right. And it's even with the smaller kids, man, you see that in the ones that want it. And while they want it, man, we're going to go get it and see what we can do.
Yeah. Before we go on, is there any sponsors or shout outs that you want to give?
Yeah, man, most definitely. We've got a great group of people behind us, man. They support us and they help us a lot. Lord, where to start? Exquisite Garage Floor Coatings, Travis Caldwell. He has been in Easton's corner before we even won a race. That man has seen something in him, and he's there. So Exquisite Garage Floor Coatings is probably our number one. We've got Architect Builder, Nate McHugh. They help us a lot. Foot the bill for some of it, and even just experience helping us. We got Suspension Solutions, Jake Posey. Man, he's got this 50 on kill. It works better than you could ever imagine. And he's constantly changing, fixing, tuning. He's a great one to have. We've got the Rustic Highland. It's a boutique local here in Travelers Rest. And man, they do some awesome stuff, custom stuff, shirts, tumblers, all the above. And my shop itself, Good Time Garage, that pays for all this so far. Jessica Patterson and Eddie, man, they have been like angels to us. They give us a awesome track to ride. They push Easton harder than I do. If you guys, we get asked a lot, what's the best thing that you can do? How can I get my kid to go? How can I get him to do this? Take him out there and let Jessica work her magic, and she'll show you what these kids are capable of.
Man, you know, a lot of the spectators will sit along the fence line during the 50s race, whether it be, you know, grandparents, aunts, uncles, or just spectators in general. And, you know, they'll be pointing their fingers at the parents that's out there running around on the track. You know, if the kid falls and can't get the bike started, they're out there kicking it. You know, going into the national, there's none of that.
Right.
You know, what do you think Easton's mindset is going forth with that, like not being an option?
We don't help him. That's one thing that we started. Man, we took all of last year. We could have went and started this journey last year, but we knew we had a whole nother year to be in the same class. See, he did everything that everybody sees at 5 years old. You know, he was the young dog coming up. And we started that in the beginning on the shaft stuff. We never helped him. And man, he can get it up, started on his own. We've kind of worked on some signals that if he goes down and he's physically hurt, you know, and he can't go on, you know, he'll throw his hand up and we'll call it quits. We'll throw it on the trailer. I'm not gonna hurt my child to get a trophy. You know what I mean? There's nothing worth that. But now, if it's just a little pain and he can push through it, you better hold on because he's coming in hot.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just where that grit comes in. He just wants it. But yeah, no, I think a lot of 50 dads need to, if their goal is to make it to the big show, they need to practice and train and ride like they're headed to the big show. I've gotten a lot of arguments and with other dads running across the track to pick their kid up. Man, that's not cool. You know what I mean? That's not the way it should be. I think if an event, a promoter is going to enforce AMA rules, they need to enforce all of them.
Yeah. I do want to get on, you know, we're still on topic of, you know, the spectators and people's opinions. What kind of looks or, you know, comments get made about the parents sitting there yelling at the kids, you know, go faster, or, you know, pass them, like getting aggressive with it. But the kids know in their mind, okay, this is what's going on. You know, give us a little bit of an explanation as to what's really going on behind the parent and the child that's racing.
Man, that's such a touchy subject with a lot of people. If you think yelling at your child in front of God and everybody is going to make him go faster, you're doing it wrong. And if that's what you have to do to make them have fun and be successful riding their dirt bike, you're in the wrong sport. Man, we've seen grown men cussing at kids. I've seen dads rip goggles off helmets and break the visors and cuss them out. And man, it's kind of crazy in the 50 scene what some of these dads do and say, and even the moms, man. One thing that we do over here is man, we're tough on East. You know what I mean? We push them, but we push them in the right ways. There's ways to go about it that you're not going to make a child scared of you. You know, if your kid comes off the track crying because he got third, fourth, seventh, 10th place, man, are you really having fun? Are you in it for the right reasons? You know, we hear it a lot that 50s don't mean nothing, that 50s aren't relevant. I beg to differ in that. We pay the same money. We ride the same track. These little kids got to get around the same hills that the big bikes do. Man, it's they're putting effort in. You know what I mean? It's 50 dads got to let up a little bit. If the kid wants it, man, they're gonna go get it. Give them the training. Give them a quality bike. Give them everything, all the essentials to be successful, and let it play out. You yelling and screaming ain't gonna do it.
No, and I can't agree with you more from not only a racer standpoint, but hell, I'm out there watching the 50s and 60s, 65s, 85s, and super minis, and honestly, all the classes just because I like to see how other people ride, their techniques. But I really like watching the kids for the dedication that they have, if that makes sense.
Man, they do. I mean, look at our local, man, we're new to the national level, so I may be speaking out of terms, but I think the Southeast has some of the fastest kids in the game. And watching these kids and what they're capable of doing and what they manage to get through it's surreal, man. These kids are putting in work, man. They're setting up. I mean, look at the 7 to 8 class this year. I mean, these kids on 50s are sending stuff bigger than the damn C class is. I mean,
you're not lying about that. You're not lying about that at all. That is
these kids want it, man. I think we're finally past the downside of it. Man, this sport's going up. We're about 2 years in now, and man, it ain't been nothing but fun since the beginning to now, and there's no end in sight.
No, and I'm pretty sure you kept up with what Supercross and motocross was dealing with during the pandemic, but it didn't just affect the pros. I mean, it affected the locals too. A bunch of tracks had to shut down, and with us recovering, was this like the second or third year since COVID? Do you see the sport coming back full strength?
Man, by far. I mean, we watched a lot of people in our short amount of time come in and leave, but the ones that stay, I mean, look at Absher, Hudson, Brantley, Easton. Look at these kids, man. Look at what they're accomplishing. You can't mean to tell me that somebody else's kid didn't see that and think it's cool and they're not coming to race. You know what I mean? There's the sport's growing, and I don't see it inside, man. Especially the 50 scene, man. It's huge right now. I mean, we've started venturing out to more and more tracks, and the more we go to, the more fast kids we see.
I was younger. I was on a JR 50. And, you really don't see those. You may see one once in a blue moon. Whatever happened to those bikes? Do you think Yamaha outdid Suzuki in the 50 class?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, in the shaft class, the multi-speed stuff, man, you can't beat a P-dub. They're the most frustrating fun that you'll ever have in your life. Once you get one right, you get it running right, and you find the speed and you get it where you dialed in, I guess would be the term. Man, you're not gonna find one. The kids CRFs and stuff like that. It's just not there, man. Yamaha's got the shaft class.
Yeah.
And then
Go ahead.
coming up to like the juniors and the senior class, I mean, we're biased to Cobras. I mean, that's just what we ride. But man, that's where it's at in that scene too. I think Cobra has went above and beyond as far as developing and providing bikes that are just phenomenal.
Yeah. Let me ask you something. What do you think about the e-bikes?
We have not got into them. Easton's rode a few. Man, they're awesome. I think it's a good thing in the right direction. You know, it's a great void in between going from a junior to a senior. You know, it gives you a little bit. You get the bigger bike, you get the torque. It's definitely something to get used to, but I don't think it's leaving either. And the new Cobra e-bikes and stuff, I mean, all these companies are coming out with newer and better, you know, so if they're developing it, man, people are going to buy it. I think the e-bikes will be here for a long time.
Now, you know, at a local race, people will be asking, you know, why is it so quiet? Did somebody wreck? But no, them damn e-bikes should be out there again. And, you know, they're so quiet, you know, and if you were to try to really take the e-bikes, just say to a professional level, I think it will be more dangerous than an actual motorized dirt bike because you can't hear the difference in the speed. All you have is
it'll go that far. I mean, that's just personal opinion. We run the open class on a junior, which is, you know, 5 to 8. Most of the kids that are 7-ish, you know, late 6, early 7, they rip the e-bikes, and you just can't. I don't think they'll outperform a gas bike. Period. I mean, I just don't think for the fun, for the effort. I think it's a great filler class, but I don't think it'll go above 50s in a competitive level.
Do you think Stasics playing a big role with the kids getting younger and younger coming into the sport?
Yeah, I mean, my kids have them. They play on them. They're great for balance. I mean, it allows them to get on a track, you know, that they can race them. They can, you know, have some fun, learn throttle control, balance. You know, I think it's a great step. You know, Strider bikes, Stasic bikes into the shaft class. I mean, I think it's a good thing. That's how we started. That's where we did it. I mean, that's where we found balance, and I think they're overly priced, but you know, opinions are only that.
Yeah. So what is your goal, not only as a father but a parent? What's your goals heading into the 2023 season?
Man, we want to grow. We want to learn. This sport has brought our family together in numerous ways. I mean, we're constantly traveling and going and doing, and man, I guess everybody as a parent should to just be the best father I can to them, support my kids in any way we can, and you know, provide them with everything they need to be successful. So I don't think we're gonna change much. I mean, we do the best we can with what we got, and that's gotten us this far, and we're gonna see how far it'll take us.
Do you have any tips for new coming parents, like within the motocross community? Like any tips or pointers, like don't stress over certain stuff? Like, do you have any pointers at all?
From what my experience in this is, let the kids have fun, man. Let them ride their dirt bikes. That's what they're there to do. And if you're interested to take it further, take the right steps, man. Get them the right gear. Get them a quality helmet. Don't go buy a $75 helmet on sale at Psycho Gear, man. Get them some quality protection. Provide them with the best that you can. Man, this sport's expensive. It's draining. It's repetitive. We all complain about it. We bitch about it daily, but we out here doing it because when it's gone, you're gonna miss it, man.
Yeah.
Enjoy the little accomplishments, man. Just be thankful that you're there. I mean, winning is fun when they're fast, but somebody's got to say it. Let's just be real. Not all kids got it. Not all kids are gonna make it. Man, the odds of these kids going from the 50 class all the way to pro to arena cross, I mean, that kind of stuff, man, the odds aren't there. There's a lot of hurdles to go over, and enjoy it. Just step back, enjoy it. Don't take it so serious. I mean, push them, get them where you want to be, but take it all in, because it's the moment it's gone, you're gonna miss it.
Yeah. What are you looking forward to with local tracks this year?
Man, we need to grow. We need bigger gates. I think my opinion on that would be, I don't know. I might piss a lot of people off when I say some stuff. Give these kids something to look forward to racing towards. You know what I mean? Don't make it all about the big bikes. You know, give these kids a reason to show up. You know, we reached out with the Elite Series this year, and we sponsored the Whole Shot Awards just to give, you know, $50, $100, you know, whatever. Promote these races. Quit trying to accommodate everybody, I guess, would be another huge thing, man. When we first started, there was 20 classes. Now I think we went to Victory Sports. It was 43 classes. Man, do like the rest of us and get out there and let your kid get his ass whooped for a minute. You know what I mean? Work through the struggles. You're not going to come out swinging and man, I got another topic with that too that could go a long ways, and I could talk for hours about it. All beginner classes, D classes, quit putting points in that stuff. It needs to be trophy only. Just like GNCC does with the trail riders, man. Get out there and let these guys race for a trophy.
Yeah.
You know, we had an instance last year, Victory Sports screwed us, and we were chasing points in beginner class. This guy got a bike the day before the first race, never even rode a Cobra, and gets booted out of the class, says he's too fast. Well, he's a beginner, you know what I mean? So where are your rules at? You know, but yet you got people out here that have been riding longer than us, and they're still in the beginner class. So track promoters, man, if you're gonna run AMA stuff, you know, enforce AMA rules. But on the flip side, man, we appreciate every single person that has put time into putting a track together for us to go to. Without them guys putting in the hard work behind the scenes, man, we would have nowhere to go. So it's kind of a double-edged sword there. You know, we try to give opinions towards things, but sometimes they want to hear it, sometimes they don't.
Yeah. Were you able to race any at the Shoals last year?
Yes, the place is awesome, man. Russ has done an amazing job out there. We actually got to race I think 2 times out there. We got to run the front track and the I guess the training track, the small skinny track in the back, man, and we had fun with that place.
Would you like to see that be put on more schedules? You know, last year they were on with Jessica and them, and unfortunately, I don't think they were able to come up with a date. But as I'm looking through all these series, I don't see any big races at the Shoals, and I feel like to start including that track. I mean, that track has a bunch of potential.
Man, that place is awesome, man. We have enjoyed every time we've been there. The tracks have been put together great. They have run the place. Place is clean. It's nice, man. You can tell they take pride in it. Another one that is new to us is Revolution, man. We made the trip down there, and man, those guys, that place was awesome, man. We had fun.
Yeah, Roger does a lot of work, and he puts a lot of hard work out there. And you know that's another new track another track that a lot of people should be looking forward to adding to their schedule or weekend visit. I mean,
Yeah.
Why not? Have you not seen the videos? You know, Tyler McSwain was out there the other weekend. Kid had a freaking blast out there. And you could
Man,
tell it in the way he was riding, too.
man, he's flying right now too, ain't he?
Oh, my gosh, yeah. And,
Tyler's on rails right now. Easton
yeah.
loves watching him, man. We're a huge fan.
Did you run any of the indoors this year, man?
Yeah, we're on 5 of them this year, I believe. Just kind of fill in. Like I say, it's a personal opinion, but Victory Sports put a bad taste in our mouths, and we appreciate what they do, but I don't agree with their rules, you know, and what people get away with. So I guess I can't let people that work there, you know, ruin the racing. But yeah, we did. He loves the indoor stuff, man. He gets down with it pretty good.
Yeah. Are y'all racing anywhere this weekend?
Man, this weekend I think we're gonna go to the barnyard and finish that series out. It was pretty fun, cool setup, man. It's probably the most chill, laid back race that we've ever been to. It's kind of go with the flow. Some fast kids are there. You know, they get a good amount of ride time, and but we'll go to Easley this weekend, and then we'll push it hard all week and get ready to head into these qualifiers. And hopefully, our luck on a national level is as good as it has been on a local level.
Yeah. Are there any local guys that you look forward to seeing at the area qualifiers and regionals, and you know, even maybe potential Loretta's? You know, there's a lot of local guys that's really impressed me, and you know, it may not have been this year, but may possibly even next year. But Deegan Montgomery, you know, that kid, I watched him from the beginning of this year, and his improvements just severely impressed me. You know, his parents are letting him train at Dax Bennett's place, and you know that freak accident. You know, I mean, that's something that's really unexpected, but in the back of your mind, it's always the possibility of happening.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna happen. I mean there's no other way to put it, man. When you're pushing the envelope, it's gonna happen. But man, as far as all the kids, man, there is so many fast kids that we race with. I mean, I'd love to see them all get out there and duke it out, man, and maybe may the best man win. You know what I mean? I'd love to see them all get there. I know that's not always the case. I mean, life happens, things happen. I would love to see you know, Ledger to get back out there. He's fast, man. Easton has always looked up to him and always chased him. You know, Wyatt Rasnick, you know, Absher, Tinter, man, Gunner. I mean, there's just so many kids around here that are at any given day, any one of these kids could take it in. You know, they could take the dub, and it's wild. But I'd like to see them all get there, man. And some of the people that we don't know, we've been following on social media and stuff. And I'd love to see where we stand with some of them guys.
Yeah. What's your? Are y'all giving any thought into going and giving Black Ankle a try? I know that's been a big subject here on the channel here lately, but you know, I know what the track used to be as a TT 4-wheeler standpoint track, and with Jed Dry building that track and the guys that own it now, that track's going to end up being the next big thing.
Man, I've had so many people ask where we're headed and where we're going, and I think Loretta's is what, their 42nd year this year, 43rd, and I don't think one single person has done it the same. I don't know where we're going to end up. Our goal is to have 3 regionals that we can end up at if we needed it. Hopefully we get it done early and just get in quick and move on. But in this sport, there's no telling what's going to happen, who's going to show up. I mean, we're going to start here, and where we end up, we don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing, you and your family out at the tracks. Definitely excited to see Easton and his journey. Are there any tips that you want to, or pointers, topics that you want to cover before we go ahead and close this out?
Man, I'm good, man. I guess, appreciate you, man, reaching out and giving time, man. Any kind of networking we can do and get his name out there. And, man, we appreciate you even spending the time to let us do it. Man, we just want to keep having fun and riding dirt bikes and being up front. That's the main goal, I guess. And hopefully we get back on here in a few months, man, and we're headed to the ranch. I mean, that's our ultimate goal. So
Definitely. And feel free to always contact me, giving me updates. I'm trying to cover as many people as I can through a short time period to try to have some days off, because dude, I've been going full force here lately, man.
And I listen to it while we're working and stuff, man. You're doing awesome, man. Well, again, we appreciate it. And at the end of the day, all you 50 dads, man, y'all take it in. Y'all take it slow. You know what I mean? And enjoy your time, because this is a stepping stone to what you instill in these kids, for the future. If you take the fun out of it now, man, they're not going to move on. They're going to find something else. So.
There is one more topic I want to talk about, and I guess he kind of fits in with this topic of the future, but Hayden Deegan
killing it right now. We're a fan. In that, I don't understand why so many people are focused on the money and how it got there. You know what I mean? The kid's got talent, man. He's killing it. I mean, already got a moto win, a heat win already, and second race?
Yeah.
I mean, dude, he's when you're good, man. And we've learned that in a short amount of time, you can have people that doubt you, and all you can do is just keep proving them wrong. It's he's an idol of a lot of these kids, man. 17 years old?
Yeah.
Out there duking it out with the big dogs, So I see great things coming in his future. I think next year is going to be his year. He'll get the kinks worked out now, and they'll be ready to kill it next year.
Man, what's your take on Pro Circuit Kawasaki right now, man? They're 250 riders.
Mediocre. I feel like they're filling seats. You know what I mean? They're just trying to play their role. They need to do like everybody else. I mean, look at Star. I mean, they go get them. You know what I mean? These guys, motocross is a business also. You know what I mean? That's how they're making a living. Treat them right and they'll do you right. So I think they need to step it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't really necessarily think it's the bikes. I mean, look at all Kickstart Kenny. I mean, he's on a 2005 freaking Suzuki, and he's rolling. You know, it's you got to go find the new talent. You know, you got to find these kids in their prime, and let them get it worked out.
Do you have any tips or pointers for these promoters out here with the series? Like, what do you want to see more of? What do you want to see less of?
Man, we would like to see less classes adapting people that they're trying to accommodate too many people. And I guess the next biggest thing is just stick to what you say. You know what I mean? If you offer something, or you can't control the weather. You know, that's out of your control. But if you offer something or do something, we've had a few instances where flaggers and stuff like that. I mean, you got to pay your help good and get good help out there, and educate these kids is what they're supposed to be doing. But as far as promoters, man, I'm satisfied with 95% of what everybody's doing. Everywhere we've been, man, they have reached out, helped, walked us through their procedures and steps. And I guess if I had a nobody's opinion to put out there, I think every track needs to run some kind of transponder. It takes the guesswork out of it. It takes his tire was here, they had it mounted there. Everybody needs to run a transponder. I know it's expensive, it drives the cost up, but it benefits everybody from a training aspect. We can use it for live timing. You know what I mean? We can for the ones running away with a class, we can perfect what we're doing. To see where you're at to chase the faster kids, you know what I mean? See where you got to get to. I think transponders would be a hellacious benefit to everybody.
Yeah.
Versus scratching it on a piece of paper and saying this is what we got,
Yeah. A lot of people want to go up and have questions to the ladies, and then if something's wrong and they didn't know about it, I've seen some grown men just go off on one of the ladies, and I'm just thinking to myself, man, what is the sport getting to? I mean, you're yelling at a woman.
We had I had an instance when we were at 221. This lady come up, and she just could not understand that it was a 2-moto format. She's like, my son won that race. I finally tried to step in, but I just let them have their fun and move on. But transponders, man, put them to work. They're out there for a reason,
Yeah. Craig, I appreciate you coming on here, man. Taking time out of your day, and I really wish the best of luck out there to you and your family with this journey that you're about to experience. Hopefully, in the long run, the time, the effort, the money, the blood, sweat, the tears, all that's going to pay off. And Houston's definitely got the capability of doing that.
Oh yeah, man, we appreciate it too, man, and hopefully we get together soon with some cool, good news and some fun stories. We're gonna get ready for it, and hopefully this year, after Loretta's and Minios is over, we can put the seal of the deal on things. But cool, man. I appreciate it, man. Keep up the good work, man. We'll keep watching.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Craig.
All right. See you, dude.